Hi everybody, Neil Kravitz here. It's been a long day at the office. Still doing a little bit of work, but I want to go over a clinical pearl from today. It's one that I've mentioned before, but it's a frequent biomechanical error that I see. A lot of times you are bringing in impacted canines, and a technician or an orthodontist will erroneously put a lot of pressure on a lateral incisor to move the tooth. So let's say the tooth is really palatally displaced, or maybe it's impacted and you need to extrude the tooth, and you have a continuous wire that goes through that lateral bracket to slingshot that canine labial or to extrude that canine into the arch. And the problem is we're now using a lateral incisor as a main levy, a main anchor point, and that is a mistake. That lateral incisor is not intended for that type of pressure, and what happens is you will get a lot of root resorption on the lateral. You'll also get a lot of distal bone loss. So never use your lateral incisor as an anchor point to cause significant movement on a canine. Now, what I like to do, obviously you can use piggyback mechanics. If you just use maybe an 18 steel and then use a piggyback niti, that works great. Simply skipping the lateral works great. Don't be afraid to go from central to canine. Oftentimes that prevents that sharp bend in the niti wire. And that is a wonderful technique to avoid resorption or bone loss around the lateral incisor. You could also just partially engage the lateral incisor, maybe just engage the mesial wing so there's not so much pressure on the distal side of that tooth. So the pearl here in review is never use that lateral incisor to bring in the canine. If you do, all you're going to do is cause a lot of unwanted movement and sequela on that lateral incisor. The pearl is to skip the tooth or use a base arch wire instead. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you bring in impacted teeth. Hope you enjoyed this pearl. See you guys tomorrow for another clinical pearl.